Gucci stores wants to accept cryptocurrencies. That's only for the people in the United States of America. Gucci, this company, very high profile clothing and accessories company.
Yeah, very popular.
So they are going to accept payment using cryptocurrency. So if you have Bitcoin, you have your other coins and other cryptocurrencies, you can buy from the Gucci stores. Now let's move on to what's happening on Twitter. So we will look at trending today, and one of the biggest thing trending is nudity. People are being concerned about the rise in nudity on social media.
The what?
The rise in nudity.
Rise.
Yeah,
okay,
rise.
Okay.
So people are, especially, I think our ladies, our young girls are objectifying their body on the social media platform. It has become a concern today, and people are really talking about it and looking at its negative impact this is going to have on such young people. So you have young people doing things today. Tomorrow, they may not be ready for its consequences. Therefore, we need to use our social media platforms very well to our own benefit, rather than it destroying us maybe tomorrow in the near future. You might just be doing it for fun today.
You're going for a president's position or something there.
Yeah, it is just going to. So young guys, young ladies, we need to be very careful at which we are just posting things. Remember, your body is the temple of God and must be protected. So must be protected. Therefore, sending certain pictures really showing more of our body is a great concern. We need to be careful with it. And this is as a result of a former TV star of that work with TV3, Abena Koko, doing some nudity on Twitter. This has brought about the discussion and focusing on people to desist from that. And I also agree with that. We need to share beautiful pictures, but the rate at which the nudity is moving, we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful than following likes. Just imagine
trying to get the
looking for people somewhere that don't know you just to like you, get likes or follow you on social media. What does it mean? What's its impact on you? So
some people feel like
they get money.
No, let's take it this way. I don't think any proper brand will associate themselves to you if you put out a lot of nudes, or you put up nudes. You are so what I'm trying to say is that, Eugenia, don't put on that. Don't stop posting nudity. I don't mean it to you, but stop.
It is me, I will.
All right. So the next one is Chili Jonas, and we all know about him. Anytime he comes into the trend, we know what he's trying to say is always on our leaders. And this time around, he's on the Asante him, Otumfo, Nana Otumfo say Tutu the second. He's on him, and that is he's putting him to use his power and influence to make politicians work better in the interest of people. To work better in the interest of people, and that he is more influential. Our political leaders would rather listen to him more than any other person. So that is what is trending on social media. The next to end today is history in tech.
History.
Yeah, in tech.
Okay.
So today we have the Linux operating system has this penguin as its mascot. So it was selected in 1996 for it, and so that's all. It was selected in 1996 May 11 for it, and I think it's nice.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Thank you so much for this history.
Yeah.
Thank you for the trend.
So it's finally time for us to have a main discussion. So our topic for today is demystifying Internet of Things. So we'll be looking at the standards, the frameworks, as well as the challenges of IoT. And then IoT is basically connecting the things around us for an easy life, I guess. So we'll be talking about it today. And I am your host, Mavis, and I have Pa and Christian here with me, who will be helping us with our discussion. So our very first question is, how is IoT helping us in our daily lives?
Hello. Yeah. Thank you for having me, Ampa, and
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate this opportunity. So I think before we go into, how is IoT helping us, I think we should, at least talk about what is IoT.
Okay.
And as the name suggests, Internet of Things. Basically, it has to do with, having technology around us to do the mundane things, the routine, mundane things that we normally do. So if it is to do maybe washing your car or watering your plants, it's supposed to do it for you. And also I think IoT is something that allows us to maybe see the things that we might not normally see with our normal perceptive skills. So I'll just leave the rest for Christian, who is the expert, to
Christian,
tell us more
the
about
rest has
it.
been left to you, so
Well,
tell us about IoT and how it's helping us in our daily lives.
IoT is really helping us a lot in our daily lives, as he was saying. It's mainly, in a layman's view, I would say it's you trying to connect dummy stuff or devices in your household that are not smart enough, or they don't have any ability to work on their own. Like, they don't have the ability to work on their own, have the capacity to gather data and all that. So let's say you have rice cooker, you have washing machine and all that. They are just devices you have at home. But then with IoT, you can bring all these devices together where they can work together and work on their own. IoT is trying to connect other devices you have in your household anywhere you are, even in the cities, to let them work together, gather data and work on their own. So to automate processes that we do daily, as in routine works, but then you are trying to bring the IoT into it to let them work on their own, gather data and give you feedback on how things are going.
Okay. So how does IoT work?
How does it work?
Well, it's for an example, you have your lights, your fan, let's say rice cooker, only any appliance in your household, okay, and you want to add the IoT into it. You try to let them connect to each other. So you build a system, or let's say a device. I'm just trying to break it down, like a system where each of these devices you have in your household work together. So this one picks data from here, or this how they work together. So I know that this is my job to, when it's time to turn off the light, I go off. When it's time to turn on, I go on by myself. So they have a way of connecting to each other. So you build the system. So within your household, you have the local area network where your smartphone, or let's say your bulb, everything is connected within your house.
Yeah.
So with that one, when it's time for it to work, it just go, because we already programmed everything to automate the process for you. You are not going to work every morning, turn on the lights, in the evening go and turn it on and all that.
Yeah.
They all work on their own because it's already automated, and they are connecting and communicating with each other as well.
Yeah.
So you can use, there are several communication medium, that's the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, even GSM. Any way you can connect to your device to send communication, it is possible for you to do so.
Okay. But the IoT, are wearables inclusive? Like maybe a watch or something?
Yes, as the name suggests, Internet of Things. These wearables, like the watches that are in today, they have various sensors that
Yes, smart
sense.
watches.
Yeah, they have the ones that will sense your blood pressure and whatnot. So all of these, because they are able to communicate with you and even talk to you through a network, so you are able to see it either on your laptop or your phone screen or even on the watch's screen. Each of these things, because they are all interconnected to each other and they have sensors, apparently would be considered to be IoT devices.
Okay. So
Sorry to cut you, but they are not limited to just your watches, and it's pretty much anything that you have.
even I heard the smart glasses. So even that one could be part of the Internet of
Yes.
Things.
Yes, there are even contact lenses too, like
We
that.
have smart socks.
Yeah,
Smart socks.
and shoes. Yes, I have seen shoes
Wow.
where it's as in it's buckles itself for you. How do you put it? Yeah.
Now that means there's so much in IoT.
Black Panther.
Wow. Okay, so this leads us to our next question. What is the scale of use of IoT devices in contemporary times?
In like if we look at the scale, how much people are using it now, or how frequent is it that you would see it in the modern society as of this moment?
Yeah.
If we were to look at Africa, we might say that it's not very, very common. But if we go to the US and the European countries, you would see that it's very common. There it is much more common that you'd have it like a whole city completely automated,
Yeah.
and you'd have maybe someone's house completely like that, and that is something that is common there.
Even there are fridges that are smart.
Yeah.
Is that one also part of IoT or something?
It is. You see,
Yeah, they are all parts.
the thing is, when it comes to the IoT, if we were to say fridges, you would say that every single thing in a house, as long as electricity can go through and it can interface with the user, so you have maybe a screen that will tell you exactly what is inside your fridge, or tell you how healthy the food is in there, whether how cold it is, or all of that information is always provided. It can also be used to sense maybe if your gas is on or something.
Yeah.
So all these things are provided for you in IoT.
Wow, that's wonderful. So let's describe the different components of IoT. The components like the sensors and stuff, the connectivity.
So first is the sensors.
Okay.
So we have different sensors, but then without the connectivity, you can't move on to data processing,
Okay.
because you first need to connect all the sensors. Let's say you are trying to build a smart home. Okay, you need sensors that will check the air quality, sensor will check if there's gas leakage, sensor will check if there's flame or smoke. Like you have all these sensors.
So does
but-
it mean that there are frames that sensors that can do everything?
Yes,
Everything.
everything.
Wow.
Everything. There's nothing new under this, and there are still sensors coming up. Even we have flame sensors, but then we are having modern ones or newer upgrade of each sensor that's already there. So it makes things are really moving fast. So each of these sensors are available, but I need to connect them through any medium you want. If it's the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, any way you want to do that. But then after that's when you move on to data processing, because now the sensor has to collect the data.
So in other words, the sensors need to be connected in
Yes.
order to bring out something.
Yeah,
Okay.
so let's say you have your microcontroller, anything that will process the data. So if you are trying to build a flame detection system or fire detection system, the sensor will be reading data on if there's fire around or there's smoke or anything. So without the connectivity, the sensor will not be able to work. So you need to connect the sensor, and now the data processing comes in. So when it pick up the data, it will now process to know if there's fire or there's no fire.
Okay.
So if there's fire, then it moves on to what should I do next. So it's like a sensor will be at the forefront to pick up the data. When you process and let's say if there's fire, then call the fire service. Or if there's fire, then the sprinkler should go on and quench the fire. Or if there's smoke, maybe the fan should extract all the smoke away, or if there's
or turn off the gas
yes.
or something
So
like that.
that will all before that processes will happen. Then there have to be data processing. So it processes data to know what is going on real time.
Okay.
Then it will know what to do next.
But is it always real time?
It depends. You can gather. It depends on what you are trying to achieve.
Okay.
If there's, let's say, you are trying to build your own self-driving car, like what we have Tesla, you need the data real time. So you can't say I'm trying to load the data, then after 5 minutes, by the time the car would have crashed. But then you need the data real time. As in every second, it should be uploaded so that you know what is going on. But if you are trying to gather data for some time before you put, that one will depend on what you are trying to achieve. Yes.
Okay, that's very. And then there's another one. That's the user interface. How is that?
Okay, so that one is you are trying to let the user know what is going on. So you can have a mobile app or a dashboard where you get to see data, the charts,
From
or
the
even a table of how the sensor is reading. You can even have, let's say, if the gas sensor or any, you can see the reading, like how you can have a digital meter or something on your phone where you see what is going on. So you get to read the data it's picking and everything, so you see what is going on.
Wow, that's very wonderful. So how does IoT influence the development of smart cities? Before that, you would have to explain what smart cities are briefly, and then you tell us how IoT is influencing the development of smart cities. Tara, help us.
Okay, so smart cities are cities that the mundane things are automated.
Okay.
So for instance, if there are trees with weeds under it, and maybe under normal circumstances you'd have maybe a cleaner to go and clean it all the time. You'd have a machine that has the ability to actually do it on its own. And so smart cities are just smart.
Okay. And so how is IoT influencing the development of smart cities?
So with the smart cities, it's trying to add or build a city where each device or each component is connected to each other to pick up data and even work on their own. So you can, like an example, you can have the traffic lights. You can have the security camera, like the traffic CCTV that we use to monitor the traffic. Yes.
Yeah.
So you have ones that will check to detect cars and whether there are traffic there's no going in and out, like deadlocks and all that. So they work, even smart beans, some small stuff are all connected to make the city smart enough to work on their own without you trying to intervene, or like it's like a whole system trying to work on their own. And you were saying,
how is IT helping the development of smart cities?
It's really helping. Just that in our case, we are not really seeing it because we are still in our normal old ways doing
Now, I'm
traditional.
asking how, not whether it is helping or not. I'm asking how it is developing smart cities, helping in developing smart cities.
It is really helping. But I was just trying to say that we are not seeing it here. So we are not seeing how it is helping here.
Okay.
But then in other countries, IoT is really helping, even to boost the economy and everything, especially when it comes to manufacturing of product and all that. IoT is, you just be there and they'll be doing the stuff for you. So it's really developing other countries, producing a lot of products.
It's helping in productivity.
And all, and making things very easy and faster. But then because of our situation here, it's new to us, and only few people are trying to embrace it or learn about it. So it's like something new. We are not really seeing it, but then when you go to other countries like the US and stuff, it's really changing a lot.
Is it only in the US? Because I realized
China,
parts also
people
mentioned
forgetting
US,
Asia.
European. Is it only those countries?
Asia.
China.
No,
Asia.
Asia, they are all doing stuff,
Wow.
but we are still lacking. Don't worry.
Don't worry, we'll get up, we'll rise up and
By
do
then
some. Okay. So,
Yeah, I wanted to say something about how it's helping.
alright.
You see, under normal circumstances, if you had an automated maybe sprinkler, it's IoT, for instance, increases the efficiency when you are to maybe water the garden in your house.
Yeah.
So instead of wasting so much water and say, oh, maybe water the plants for 1 hour every day or 30 minutes every day, and you'll be wasting water when maybe the water is already humid enough.
Yeah.
You start creating waterlogged area in your own house. And so with IoT, sensors will be available to test or to check if the soil is humid enough or is watery enough, so that instead of overwatering the plants,
To check whether there's enough water in the
soil before it waters.
Okay.
It's something
that's
that
very helpful.
Yes, and it's not even limited to maybe watering your plants, but then if we come to even the city, and you want to maybe reduce the carbon emissions in the atmosphere of maybe the city, because maybe most cars pass through.
Are you saying IoT can check for the carbon in the atmosphere?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
So even in a smart city, what usually happens is, in order to check that, it will have sensors to test this. When it tests that, then it would use certain vacuums to or how do I even say it? It will implement certain mechanical systems that would pull out or get rid of this carbon emissions, so that you can actually get a cleaner environment. So IoT doesn't exactly limit itself to certain small jobs, but then it does so many big things.
both industrial and in the homes and
social
everything.
and
Wow,
everything, yeah.
that's nice. So in what ways is IoT energy efficient? Looking at what you just said.
I think I've literally, so instead of wasting so much energy on regularly, maybe if you spend maybe 100 watts on every day, sprinkling the system, you would spend much less. So maybe you spend maybe energy in that, you spend maybe 50 watts or something when it comes to that kind of implementations.
Yeah,
So,
what do you say?
yeah. But then also there's also the case of when it comes to the water itself or the resources that would be needed to fix the problem, you reduce that one too. So it increases efficiency. Christian.
So I also touch on next example, like your normal household, even in the smart cities where we have our street lights and we sometimes leave them on the whole week, the whole month to stay on. But with IoT, you have sensors already embedded into this smart. Let me say, if you are building a smart street light, they know that at 6 p.m. I should go on, but then 6 a.m. I should go off. So you can track that this is the amount of energy I'm spending in a month. But then since as our case we don't really do that, no one is going to check if it's on or off. It will be on the whole year, and
then you're just wasting.
we would now end up paying.
Some people can travel and their lights will be on
Yes.
for as long as they are going.
Some leave their appliances on until they are back. But with IoT, you can even if you leave your account, you're in Ghana, you left your room light and everything on, and you leave to let's say US or anything, you can still turn them off.
Hey,
Just with
US?
IoT, yes, you can just
Wow.
because you are connected to the internet, so no matter where you are, you can just control anything.
wow. So
Just
that
with
means,
a tap of
that
your phone,
IoT is not limited by
It's not
location.
limited. It's
Wow.
not limited by that would be it will only be limited depending on the connectivity you are using.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But then it goes far beyond that.
Wow. So what are the major impacts in the healthcare industry with IoT?
With some of the sensors, as a patient, you can even go. Or even with robots as well that are smart enough, can even do the pre-checkup for and give you a card or something where when you go to the doctor, your details or your diagnosis have already been sent. So when you go, the doctor will just move ahead or try to make the process very fast, but not now you're going to take your temperature, go and do this, go and do that, but then the sensors has already done everything. So they just get the results, then they know what to do next.
Okay.
So they even you can even build ones that they do everything from A to Z, unless when the doctor needs to come in.
I was reading a book some time ago, and then I found out that there was this device that is in your body, and it is connected to a Wi-Fi. So they are able to track what is going on in your body with that device. I don't know if
It was a chip thing.
yeah, something like a chip.
It's possible, and I think it's going
No,
on.
it's not. That's what. That's how we
it's
say.
going
It's
on.
But it's not
Even-
common. It's
even,
now this is the A-listers who have that thing.
Even with the
A-listers.
smartwatch that we use, it still pick up your normal health activities. So
Vitals.
you can know that at least this is how my heart rates. So even if your heartbeat is not normal, you can just get to know.
Me,
You know-
if I'm walking around with that chip inside me, I feel like I'm iRobot. So like Wi-Fi connected. Charlie. What are the data types that can be communicated between IoT devices?
Okay, so I'm just going to give like a few examples. You can get temperature, you can get humidity, you can get pulse. When it comes to if it's a hospital, you can get the pulse. You can get maybe the blood pressure.
Yeah.
You can get all of that. You can get so much data, but
It's not
then
limited.
yes, as long as there are sensors for it, you can get it.
Okay. So that brings us to our very last question. What are the challenges of IoT? Like the limitations or the restrictions? I mean,
Well, the number one challenges when it comes to IoT is security.
okay.
So a lot of sensors, or let me say a lot of devices or IoT devices come without high security measures, because it's a new thing that is coming. So most of these devices come with their own software, their own firmware, and something new, and they just release it. So because of that, it's not like they are existing ones you are trying to work on or pick that and
Not coming inside.
use it. Like we have other you can get
Not coming inside.
let me say you are working on something, you can get you know that, oh wait, these are the known vulnerabilities out there. So when you're coding or you're doing something, you get to work around it. But with IoT, some of these devices have their own firmware, they're just new, so they don't really have their own security, unless maybe something happens or someone hack it and okay, this is the known vulnerability, so this is how you get to fix it.
Okay.
So when it comes to IoT, the main thing is the security aspect, and there are so many devices out there that even especially the IoT cameras or the cameras, you can even be here and be watching someone's house in the US, because it lacks that kind of security. So apart from security, that's the main thing I'll talk of. That's the main part of IoT
Okay.
challenges.
Any other challenge?
You had more.
My expert here said everything. So pretty much security, and then there's also the threat that you can get wrong data, because because it's all technology, there can be faults and malfunctions, and so the data might also be wrong. So that's also one of the things.
Okay.
And also there's also the limitation of the internet. If you don't have data,
3G, 4G, 5G.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And our time is limited, unlike IoT, which is not limited by time or by location. So
Bas, my
at this
nigga.
point, we'll be looking at security tips from Eugenia. Welcome, Eugenia.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So we've been waiting for a long time for our security tip.
Oh, really?
Yes. So what do you have for us today?
Today I just want to talk about something simple.
Okay.
Intrusion detection system.
Okay.
IDS for short. Please, the name is something big, but it's something very simple.
I think the name speaks of itself, I guess.
Yeah, it's just it's just like a system here,
Mhm.
which is supposed to detect when someone wants to intrude into your information system, or should I say your IT infrastructure.
Okay.
It usually works with organizations here. And so today I'm just going to talk on honeypot. They are usually systems. For example, if you know a hacker is coming for a particular information within the system, you create another system which is supposed to divert the attention from the actual main thing. So it serves more as a trap or diversion from the actual thing. So yeah, so with this, your actual network and information system is protected, and then the hacker or whoever wants to exploit actually gets or falls into the trap, and then gives you more time to make or to secure the main system.
So you're saying that as maybe a company or an organization, I need to get a honeypot for my system, or
it will deal with your security system. It will fall on the security system to know whether honeypot is really needed.
okay. And then that one, does it require an IT specialist, or you can just sit at your home and do?
No. It is an infrastructure. So definitely,
I mean, like break it down for
it's
us.
a system. So it doesn't. It's just like let me use something like the human organ system.
Okay.
It takes different parts to do. So this time it comes with different parts to create something big, which goes into the security.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That, as I said, it's for it will fall on your security team, cyber security.
Okay. So that means that as a company or an organization, you need to get a security team. I mean, how can you be without?
Definitely. If once you begin to use anything technology, you need a security team.
Okay.
Because it comes with databases and information systems. So definitely you need to protect those data and information.
Okay, thank you so much. So we'll call it a day.
Okay.
And thanks to our listeners for tuning in. It's been very wonderful having you here.